With regard to energetic spell work, how do we actually know that the spell worked? This was a wonderful question posed by one of the viewers of my energetic clearing video, and I thought I would take some time today to address it. So that's what we're up to. Stay tuned. All right, welcome back everyone. I'm Witch Hazel, and today we are tackling the question of, well, I did a spell, how do I know if it worked? And this was interesting to me because it shows that I've maybe been doing what I do a little bit too long or longer than a lot of other folks, because once you've done something for a while, you tend to forget what it's like at the beginning to try and understand if what you're doing is working for you or not. And when we talk about energetic spells like energy clearing, it's a lot harder to tell, especially if it's not something you're used to doing. So my response was just, well, it's a feeling, basically. That's what it boils down to for me. But I wanted to try and see if I could clarify that a little bit more. So to give an example of a non-energetic spell, this is what we probably typically think of. Things like doing spell work to attract a job, attract money, attract a mate, whatever it is we're trying to bring into our lives. And in that case, it's fairly easy to know if the spell worked or not, because did we get what it was that we wanted to get? Yes or no? That makes it fairly clear. With energetic clearing, this is not as obvious. And one of the things, and by the way, this question came from, and I really hope I don't butcher this too badly, but I believe the viewer was King Kilarius, asking, how do you know if the spell worked? And also in there was implied, how do you know that it is external energy work and not internal energy work that you need to do? So to begin with, how do you know it worked? Well, for me, it's always a feeling. And the most clear way I can explain that is there are times when I come home and I basically don't want to be home. I don't want to be in my space. It just doesn't feel optimistic. It doesn't feel positive to me. And that's generally when I know, okay, I want to do a clearing spell. I want to do a reversing spell. There is something in here that I don't like. In this case, I can say the spell did work because after several days of running the spell, I no longer had that feeling of my space being negative, being someplace I didn't want to be. Now, did it work within the time frame that I gave it, which was, if you may recall, 3 days. I created 3 candles to work with. No, it took a little bit longer than that, but I would say always make time constraints with a grain of salt, because there is a difference between our timing and divine timing. So things were not feeling completely clear within those 3 days. So all I did was continue. I had no more candles, but I continued with incense clearing, opening up the windows, offering up little, what do you call it, like prayers, things like that. I did that for several more days, and after, I don't know, I would say about 5 to 7 days, my space felt much better. Now, how does that compare to when there is internal energy work that needs to be done? And when I say internal energy work, what I'm talking about is generally shadow work, things that are going on within your own psyche that maybe need addressing. Well, for example, if I no longer feel like my home is a place I don't want to be, but I still have massive issues doing the things that I know I need to do during the day. So for example, cleaning house, getting chores done, getting my work done, things like that. Then I know there is probably something internal that I need to look for and work on. That said, I do want to talk a little bit about ways to do kind of preemptive energy work in your home, things that you can set up and or monitor in order to know when you need a spell or may need a spell and when you don't. And this is really good to just kind of keep on top of things energetically and prevent things from piling up, prevent a really heavy, stagnant negativity from developing. The main thing I have done in the past, which I'm really thinking that I need to restart again, is using a hearth candle or a home candle. And what this took the form of for me was, you know, the 7-day candles and just keeping it lit. And I have a fireplace, so it was easy for me to just keep the candle in the fireplace and monitor and transfer the flame from one candle to the next when the candle was getting low. Disclaimer, it is not wise or advisable to leave a burning candle unattended at any time. I am not advocating doing that. I'm just saying this is what I did. You will notice that at times, as the candle burns, you will get more or less of the black smoke around the glass. And this can be an indication of negative energy in your home. And that was the last time I did the reversing spell, or the first time I guess I did this particular spell, when I noticed that there was really a lot of black around the glass of my hearth candle, and that was not normal. It wasn't something I had seen previously a lot. So that got me a little bit nervous, and that got me thinking, and I said, okay, I'm going to do a reversing spell. And that is another way you can check to see if your spell worked, because once I ran the spell, I went back to my hearth candle, lit another hearth candle, and that one burned clean. So that could be a way to check if your spell work worked. So hearth candles, I can recommend that. And specifically the ones in the glass jars, because they will show through the smokiness. Another thing that you can do if you are not sure about the energetic clarity of your home is just make a point to do regular clearings, regular smudging and clearing of your home. This can take the form of seasonal clearing work. This can be maybe monthly. This can be however often you want to do it, maybe quarterly. But I wouldn't put it off too long. Maybe yearly is almost too long, because we can just make the blanket assumption that negative energy does come into the home. We bring it in with us, we go out into the world, we come back, we carry stuff with us. It does come in and it can stagnate. So just based off of that alone, it's a good idea to have some sort of a regular clearing cycle for your home. I have done that in the past as well. I have gotten lazy, but it is very effective to keep the energy upbeat and positive in your home. Lastly, and this is more of just something fun if you enjoy this kind of decor in your home, a barometer or home weather monitor. You've seen these before. These are the little dials, or they have digital ones now too. Very often they have them for the walls or on a shelf, but they monitor things like humidity and air pressure. And it's meant to monitor outside weather conditions, but very often energy is connected with weather. If you think about it, whether it's cloudy or clear or raining, foggy, you're going to have different energetic pressures within your home. Now, this could mean nothing. It could mean only what the weather is, but given that there are so many other energies out there, spirits, universal energy, what have you, I do not think it is a far stretch to say, well, certain weather indicators may connect pretty strongly with the energetic feeling of my home. So this might take a little bit of time if you want to experiment with this, if you think it will be fun. But keep an eye on those barometer readings and take notes of when you feel as though the energy in your home is off, and note the barometer readings. Is there a connection? There may be, there may not be, but that could be an additional way to passively kind of monitor your home. All right, so those are ways in which you can monitor the energy in your home. I also want to go a little bit more into the regular clearing and cleansing of the home, quickly kind of chatting about 2 active ways that you can perform these cleansings and 2 passive ways that you can do this. So active would be things like the actual clearing, doing saging, smudging, incense clearing, opening up the windows, that kind of spring cleaning type of ritual work. Also spell work, anything like what I did with the candles, that is all very active space clearing. In the case of passive options, things that you can kind of almost set and forget, not totally, but almost. You can have plants in your home. My home, unfortunately, has not enough plants because I don't get much light in my home. It's not a good atmosphere for plants, but I'm working on it. Plants are extremely good for cleansing the air and the atmosphere. They are very good helpers to keep positive energy and a clean atmosphere in your home. So if you enjoy plants and have the ability to have them around, have them. They will make a big difference in the positivity of your home. Second thing, if you are a crystal fan, crystals. There are several crystals known for their energy clearing properties that are good to have stationed at various places in your home. Things like black tourmaline, which is especially good if you have a lot of electronics. Keeping pieces of black tourmaline maybe at your desk where you have your computer, anywhere you store your other electronics like your phone, iPad, whatever. This will help with clearing those negative energies from electronics and things like that. Quartz. Quartz is the go-to, very easily obtained cleanser, generic cleanser for energy in the home. Also selenite. Selenite works wonders to clear the home. There are many crystals with these cleansing properties that you can use to just kind of keep an ongoing cleansing going of your home. You can also set them up in crystal grids, which I'm such a lousy witch. I used to do grids all the time. I love grids. I don't have any, well, I have a mini grid set up on one of my shelves, but I did not arrange it with any intent. So it's kind of a shut off grid at the moment, but you can coordinate crystals and crystal grids with specific areas in your home in order to promote the type of energy that you want. All right, so there you have it. Did the spell work? That is up to you to determine when it is an energetic spell work. But I hope that some of these things I talked about maybe made the process of determining that a little bit easier for you if you are new to energetic spell work. And Either way, new or not new, hopefully some of these little side items for monitoring and maintaining positive energy were helpful. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Please do let me know if you have any questions in the comments. And until next time, everyone, blessed be.